What's up, strugglers? Kyle McKinney here. Welcome back. I'm trying out this new show. I'm calling it Breakdown Beatdown. So, as y'all, if you've been watching my channel, you see that I do these chapter videos, and they're kind of like reviews for comics, but not in depth. I want to have a show that's kind of more in depth on comic books or a story arc or graphic novels, whatever you want to call it. And I figured since Star Wars is back, I got two of my best friends here. They're both some of the biggest Star Wars fans I know, and I figured since Star Wars kind of back in the hype of Andor Season 2, and I hate to say it, fucking Fortnite, and but, you know, Resurgence Day, Battlefront 2, and Andor's amazing, and then also the 20th anniversary for Revenge of the Sith. I think was it the 50th anniversary of Star Wars?
No, that'll be in 2 years.
Okay, well, we're getting there, so it's close. But I figured, for my first episode of Breakdown Beatdown, hopefully it's a new show. Hopefully it makes it, guys, and I maybe like to eventually try to get it up as a concurrent thing along with my other videos. But I figured for the first book we do Star Wars, Darth Vader by Charles Soule and I can't pronounce this guy's name, Kamakoli, and the artist, the letters and inkers. But it's called Imperial Machine. Now this is the first arc in the second Vader series under Marvel Comics after Disney bought Star Wars in 2014, right?
Ruined everything. But
yeah, fucking ruined everything. All fucking hopes and dreams and stuff. But yeah, man. So this was the second one. There was another one which we were just talking about that was by Kieran Gillen. They had a run. I think as soon as Disney bought Star Wars, Marvel Comics instantly, I believe, I might be, quote me if I'm wrong, instantly started doing Star Wars comic books. And so it's this is kind of crazy and a little funny. So there's been a bunch of series since, and I'm not going to get into the Dark Horse stuff, the pre-Marvel Comics days. It's kind of before I started reading Star Wars comic books, and I have read some of the stuff from Star Wars, the Dark Horse stuff. But the thing is, that's mostly like Legends now. Yeah, I mean, it's still badass. And I've read some of Legends books. You've read Dark Horse?
Yep.
Is it good?
It is.
You read Darth Bane yet?
No, I haven't.
You can have it. This is kind of gift to you.
I know. It's a small book too.
It's trilogy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've just been so busy.
I'll eventually. Yeah, I got it. I only read that first book.
Once I'm done, I can.
We've been busy. School just wrapped up, and his wrapped up for like 2 days ago. We wrapped up a couple weeks, but he just wrapped up. He's already wrapped up. But so okay, this is kind of crazy. So, huge Star Wars, like my top 3: Star Wars, Marvel, and DC. Right, Batman, Superman. Yeah. When Marvel got the rights to Star Wars, they launched with 2 books. It was the first Darth Vader series, the one you have by Kieran Gillen, and then Jason Aaron, as you guys know from acclaimed Thor run. He currently over at DC just did an Outer Space Batman book, which I think is kind of funny. I know y'all kind of like that. He wrote a little bit of Superman, but he's mainly known for his Marvel stuff, especially Thor. I haven't read all his Thor run, but his first Thor book, fantastic. Anyway, they put him on a main book just called Star Wars, and the thing is when Marvel got the rights to Star Wars, they've done, every series has been in a certain era. So those first books that they started in 2014 were all taking place between New Hope and Empire. Okay. Yeah. So that Vader series takes place right after the Battle of Yavin. And it's basically Sidious sends him after, we gotta find who's responsible for blowing up the Death Star, basically. Right?
That's when Vader and Luke meet again, right?
Yeah, technically they cross paths.
Right.
They don't have it's kind of a confrontation.
Do they talk at all?
I can't remember because it's been forever since I read it. Mm-hmm. But what's funny is that story is called Vader Down, and it was Marvel had as a big crossover between Star Wars and Darth Vader. But I'm like, that's so weird. That's not like Batman and Superman crossover. I'm like, because Darth Vader is Star Wars with the Star Wars title. This is kind of a little silly, but it's just cool. So they had 2 runs. When those runs ended, the second Darth Vader book, the one we're talking about, which I think I love this era because Revenge of the Sith's awesome, and basically the next series we're in between 3 and 4. So the current Darth Vader book going on right now by Greg Pak is between 5 and 6. Okay. So this is between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, and it literally starts off like the opening of the story is literally Vader gets off their operating table from Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, so it's fresh.
It's right beginning. Okay, so basically this first arc's called Imperial Machine. This is the story of how Vader gets his lightsaber. basically,
yeah.
and bleeds it. Not the stupid bull fucking shit in the acolyte, which just turns red. That is the that.
It like turns red in the
never
middle
watching
of the
that
fight.
shit, but anyways,
It's so stupid, dude.
Well, it just breaks continuity because like Anakin technically.
Not only does that, it fucks up everything.
my life was ruined by my sins.
Not as much as that Rise of Skywalker, in my opinion.
Let's just pretend Acolyte doesn't exist.
Those don't exist. The sequels don't exist. And you know how they don't exist? Vader, the AI Vader in Fortnite says they don't exist. Darth Vader himself said they don't exist.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, there's a meme.
Yeah, I think they fixed it because it hasn't happened.
Maybe Disney was like, oh fuck, we shouldn't have that in there. You know? Okay, so there's a Star Wars season going on Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
And if you win, you have to fight and kill Vader. It's hard as fuck. We've
he's
been
hard,
we've been literally playing Fortnite the last 2 days. If you kill him though, you can ask him anything you want. It's an AI.
Okay. Well, someone who's never played Fortnite.
Yeah.
Is it like an AI character?
So it's an AI boss. You're fighting other people, but you show up. It's basically a bot that's hard as fuck. But if you kill him, he becomes on your team. And he helps you fight other people. Yeah.
He's really strong.
It used to be a Samurai Vader, and then like a week ago they came out with real Vader. And
Samurai Vader, like the ones in the anime comic?
well, no, it's just like a Fortnite design. It's just a fucking weird thing. It has nothing to do with that stuff. But if you kill, basically there was a meme where somebody asked him like, "What are your opinion on the sequels? Like, do they exist?" And he's like, "No."
He basically said no.
You know,
Does it sound like James Earl Jones?
Yeah.
Because I know he sold his voice rights for it.
Why? You know what? I never knew this. I think you the one that told me like a week ago. I never knew that Vader and Obi-Wan was AI.
Yeah, on episode 9.
No, in Obi-Wan, the show.
Yeah, because James Earl Jones before he died, so just.
Yeah, I never knew that. Like I didn't, because he passed away last semester. He passed away this past September.
Yeah.
I think. So like I thought he just voiced it. However, I thought he voice acted it, and then they used AI or technology to make it better because he did voice Vader in Rogue One, but you could tell he was a lot older.
Yeah, in Rogue One, you could tell.
Yeah, and so like they didn't do anything, but I thought that like okay, well he did act in Obi-Wan. They used AI. That wasn't the case. It was actually just AI the whole time. I think it was Christian. I think it was Hayden Christensen. He was speaking everything, but then they just I don't know. Who knows? That show is don't even get me started. Half that show's it's like All-Star Batman and Robin. Half of it's fucking amazing. Half of it is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, have you seen the Star Wars Theory interview with the main writer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? Like, or not the show. He made the movie on it. It was like I highly recommend it, but it was.
Was it a fan film?
No, it was. So this guy, I forget his name. He went up to Disney executives and was like, "Hey, let's make a Kenobi show." And they're like, and he wanted to do Vader and Obi-Wan. And they're like, "Why?" Yeah. Well, in episode 6, there's like one line where he pointed out where it said like, "Okay, this line can be interpreted as that Obi-Wan thought that Anakin could be good."
Uh-huh.
It's what's it like? He's like, "Oh, Obi-Wan
still
thought."
good.
Yeah. Obi-Wan thought the same as it's like where Luke and Vader are in that little platform, and Luke is like, "Hey, they're so good in you."
Yeah. He's like, "It's too late for me, my son."
And then he's like, "Obi-Wan thought as you do," and you're like, "Well, Obi-Wan in Episode 4 didn't think that, so they must have had another connection." So that's where the idea of Obi-Wan came from. Was that guy? He wanted to turn it into a movie, but some Disney executive was like, "Hey, let's do a show."
That is, I never caught that.
Yeah.
You're a fucking textbook that shit. You're like, I am Batman anymore, Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
No, but well, to answer your question for the other thing, it was gonna be a movie.
It was.
And then Solo failed at the box office. I like Solo because I went in there with such low expectations because of The Last Jedi.
It was mid for me, but it wasn't bad.
I don't think it holds up very well. I love how Han and Chewie meet.
I love the actor.
Yeah, a lot of people hate him. I thought he did a good job. Cause I'm like, that's another thing I'm at Disney. They after that movie, they're like, we're never recasting the OG characters. I'm like, that is the worst fucking idea I've ever heard.
Sebastian Stan.
He should be Luke.
Yeah.
He's even I think he commented. I might be wrong, but I think he commented.
Well, he talked with Mark Hamill.
And Mark Hamill didn't care, right?
No, he wants him.
Mark Hamill wants him.
Oh shit! Well, Disney, get the fucking head out your ass.
Yeah.
You made something. You get the fuck out of here. You ruined it. Nah, I mean, she has made some amazing stuff. Like Andor was her idea, and I'm like,
no.
Yeah. Nah, we have a mutual friend who's been trying to get me to watch Andor since season 1. I was like, nah, I don't care. And now with season 2 ended and it was the final season, I'm like, no, I'll give it a shot. I binged Andor the first season in like 2 days, and I texted him, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I fucking love you big time. It is the best thing that they've done, and I'm a Mando guy. But like, here's the thing: it was going to be a movie.
Yep. Solo
failed, but the Mandalorian succeeded. And so studio executives are fucking retarded. Just look at what Warner Brothers did, and now Guns had to come in and make DC Studios. They fucked it up, right? Like,
everything.
Yeah, corporate stuff typically don't understand. They just care about your money, right?
Yep.
Well, Disney's like, or Kathleen Kennedy, I think, was like, I may be wrong. Somebody with power was
it was either some executive or
they're like, they took the Obi-Wan script and they made it into a show. That's why there's so much stuff that's fucking great. But then the thing is, it was a movie.
They had to expand it.
Yeah, so they had to add so much shit in there. And so that's why there's like, you're looking at one thing, you're like, this is so good. And you're looking at this like, what the fuck is this lingering shit, you know? Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like they should have, okay, for making a show fine, but they should have made it a 3-episode maxi series. Because there's some stuff that's so, like the Vader fight at the end is so good, but it's intertwined with that fucking Inquisitor.
Reva.
That's the work. Yeah, I don't even fucking remember her name because I don't care.
I feel like someone needs to wait. Like they need to cut out the Inquisitor stuff and only have like.
You know why that writing sucks? She didn't bother me. The writing sucks because Vader kills. She betrays. She realizes what she's doing is wrong. Vader fucking kills her. Yeah. Somehow she turns. She becomes a good guy. Automatically, somehow she magically doesn't die, and then changes her mind again a second time. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go after Luke. Goes after Luke, catches Luke, and like changes her mind a third time. It's like, nah, never mind, and then dies. I'm like, what the?
And they kind of do that with the Acolyte too, because one of the characters.
So stupid.
Yeah, one of the characters, she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna be good now. I forget her name, but
dude, oh my god. I don't know what Dave Filoni. Come on, man, you gotta fucking do some shit.
Some people think Dave Filoni is a kook.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's some stuff he's made that's fucking great. And there's some decisions he's made that I'm like, I don't like.
Well, I think he's very invested with his characters he made, like Chopper.
Well, I think I may be wrong on this, but you know how Jon Favreau Mandalorian was his idea.
Yeah.
Well, I think he wasn't very much involved with season 3. That was mostly Filoni.
So what I think it is with like things like Ahsoka.
Yeah.
He had full control, but with The Mandalorian, he had other backup writers and Jon Favreau. So it's kind of like what happened with George Lucas. Like he had with the episode 5, he had the what's his name, Marquand or whatever, Richard Marquand or something for the director of 5.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
I should know, I guess. Because he didn't really make anything that was big.
And then I don't remember. I haven't looked into him, but. With episodes 1 through 3, George had complete control because he's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, and some people are like, oh, maybe that's why his stuff went bad. Yeah. Like with all that CGI stuff, because he had full control over that.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with Dave Filoni and Ahsoka because he had full control. So he wants to introduce.
Because there's some stuff in Ahsoka that's like, because Rebels was also his baby, which Rebels is fantastic.
Rebels is great, yeah. But I think he had like some oversight.
Yeah, I bet there's a bunch of stuff, but I think the oversight is they're having to connect it to the sequels.
Yeah. Well, and with Ahsoka, I love the Anakin and Ahsoka bit with the world between worlds. That part is amazing.
Well, here's what I think he's going for. It's the idea like he's doing his own stuff, right? But he's bringing Thrawn in. You have the stuff with Moff Gideon.
Yep.
It's all leading because it's kind of like the Legend stuff. The Empire was destroyed, but there's still there's surviving factions, right? I think Moff Gideon and Thrawn are going to bring the factions of the Empire together, and that's what makes the First Order. I think that's what they're building towards. Because you see Snoke clones in Mando season 2, which is like, come on.
In third season Mandalorian, Moff Gideon was a clone, right? Or what is he dead?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Mando to me ends at season 2. I hated season 3 so much I didn't even finish it. I know he dies because I asked my dad. He finished it. I'm like, I got to the second last episode. I don't know why I didn't watch it, but I was like, man, this sucks. And I was like, what happens? Oh, Moff Gideon dies. Okay.
Spoiler: he explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're here. Before we get too distracted, jump in. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we're doing Imperial Machine, so sit down, enjoy, grab yourself a fucking drink, and yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
Tips up. There we go. All right, guys. So as I said, it starts off right after episode 3, and so it kind of gives you the brief rundown. Because Marvel Comics, Stan Lee had a thing where like every comic book somebody's first, right?
I haven't read it, so this is gonna be first read.
Yeah. Well, y'all heard,
but I know
y'all definitely heard elements from this book.
Yeah.
Because it's very popular, and now this is the canon post Revenge of the Sith. Like this is canon.
Hell yeah.
So Stan Lee had to think, every comic book is somebody's first, and so for people who haven't fucking seen Star Wars, they have like what happened in the prequel trilogy, which I think is kind of funny because if you haven't seen Star Wars, why would you pick up a Star Wars comic book? But I guarantee you there's someone out there who did that. You gotta start somewhere. So yeah, it's got the open credits, which is pretty cool. But anyway, we start off, Vader's getting off the table, and he's having the flashbacks with Padme. He's like, no. And then there's also
fresh, right?
Yeah, there's also a splash page. After he screams no, he fucking flings Palpatine.
Oh shit!
He hits. Yeah, he unposes the Force on him. But you don't see that. I'm like, that's so cool. That's something that should have been moved because, like, yeah, of course he did. He fucking promised he'd bring back Padme, and guess what? She's fucking dead.
Right.
If you're Vader, yeah, you do that because okay, we had a conversation earlier. Not to get off another tangent. We'll get the story. I want to get your opinion on it. Do you think because at the end of the day, even though Palpatine was working Anakin throughout all the prequels, when he revealed to him that he is the Sith Lord, Anakin's like, and corrects not like you're an evil, you're a bad. He knows he's a fucking bad guy.
Right.
But the deciding factor when he corrupted him, besides George Lucas' prequelisms, was he's going to be the one who saves Padme. So that's the ultimate thing. Like he knows he's a bad guy, but he's like, I have to save the one I love, right?
Right.
Obviously, she doesn't make it, and he grew up with Palpatine being a mentor / friend in him. And so after she dies, he's mad. I was asking him, you made up a good point, and I agree, I think that's right. I kind of asked him, I was like, okay, after he becomes Vader, do you think that he always hates him, that he's constantly trying to overthrow the Emperor? Because we don't see that. When he's around Palpatine, he does his bidding.
That's a good question.
But in Empire, he's like, Luke, if you join me, let's fucking kill the Emperor, and we'll take over the Empire together.
I think he hates the Emperor. And
that's what I think.
And I think it also makes sense for his character, because he fell to the dark side.
Yeah.
And he obviously knows, like, his Palpatine promised him.
Yeah.
So I think that's also what fuels him. And you remember, he always wants, like, he's always trying to overthrow the Emperor. Yeah. So absolutely he hates Palpatine.
Because I think he hates him, but the point he made is that, like, because I'm like, okay, why doesn't he fucking do something right away? There's also the point. The reason I'm asking that is there's a lot of tension, because this is literally right, like, Revenge of the Sith. There's a lot of moments in this book where Vader has tension with Palpatine, like, that gives the hint that, like, Vader fucking hates him. He despises him. There's a lot of, they talk, there's a lot of moments, there's a lot of conversations where, like, you think that's the case. And so that, I never really thought of it that way, but then when I reading this, it made me realize some thought I had as a kid. I'm like, well, yeah, like, he's trying to overthrow his master. That's kind of the Rule 2 thing.
Well, in the movie, it's more like who do I choose, my master or my son? And it's like, he doesn't hate the Emperor, but he's just like a loyal servant.
Well, that's the point he made. Is just like, even if he fucking hates him, it's always in the back of his mind because Palpatine was a master manipulator and fucked over Anakin.
Yeah.
He is, at the end of the day, his master. It's like the point you made, because it's like, and Anakin had a lot of fucking beef and problems with Obi-Wan, but at the end of the day, he was his master. That was the ideal Anakin upholded, because he didn't love Obi-Wan, he loved Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
And he didn't love... Qui-Gon was kind of like the dad.
And Obi-Wan were brothers.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you watch Episode 6, I feel like he overthrew the Emperor because he kind of understood, like, oh, the Emperor wants me to be replaced by Luke. Yeah. So he's like, oh, I don't actually matter.
Or Luke replaced the Emperor and his spirit goes into Luke or some shit.
Yeah. Well, I just think in, like, the movies, like back in '83 when it was made, I think that was that's what George Lucas was going for. But
there's different interpretations too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that was what he's going for, but over time people were like, well, maybe he did it for me.
Oh, absolutely. I think the new stuff with him hating the Emperor, like Episode 3, like, because he fucked them over, Yeah.
And another reason I don't think is because of stuff in this book is that Vader is in constant agony.
Oh yeah.
Because of his suit, not just
Palpatine did it on purpose.
Yeah. But not just because Palpatine on purpose, and not just because he's having physical pain, but Sith Lords, Sith are constantly in pain because they use anger and force. They don't meditate peacefully.
Yep.
Like, that's one thing, another reason why the Acolyte is complete bullshit, because it just, the saber just turns red. I'm like, you know how they're going, when you bleed a lightsaber, you are going through, like, Vader goes through fucking hell in this book to bleed his lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's a trial, too, because you know how Jedis go through trial and get the lightsaber?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Sith. That's why it's bullshit. And also, Palpatine, I think, put him in a suit. We'll get to that moment. We'll talk about it. But they just kind of had what was on staff with the mechanics. And there's a moment in here where Vader's suit gets damaged, like big time. And Vader's talking to him while he's in the bath thing, and
back to tank.
Yeah, the back to tank. And Palpatine's like, "Hey, the droid's working on refixing your suit. You'll be up in a jiffy." And then Vader he stares down at the Emperor, and Emperor because his anger. It's like, "Oh, you don't like it? Well, use your expertise of engineering and mechanics to make it how you like it." So even though it's still fucked up, Vader, like the Vader you see later on in the movies and later stories and stuff, it still caused him pain, but that is the most ideal version of the suit that Anakin can make based off this story.
Didn't Palpatine do it on purpose to kind of weaken him?
Yeah, where was that idea come from? Because you brought it up, I can't remember.
I just remember seeing it from Star Wars Theory. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Vader flings Palpatine. And basically, Palpatine's like, Vader's like, you told me you could save her.
Yep.
You told me you could save her. In your rage, you chose. And Palpatine was like, yeah, but in your rage, you chose a different path. Like, you fucking choked the bitch. Like, you killed her.
That is true. that is
Vader,
true.
Yeah, you killed her, and she magically fucking died of heartache. But I think it's because you choked the shit out of her when she was pregnant. Like, come on.
But you could argue Palpatine implanted the memory.
Get out! Well, that's bullshit. But he's right. Like, he killed it, and then Vader kind of chills out. He kind of, calms down. But Sidious comes back, and he's like, yeah, Padme's dead, my friend. Even the power of the dark side can't not bring him back. So Palpatine just fucking lied to him, Because obviously he didn't have the power of Plagueis. I don't even think Plagueis had that power. He just studied it and killed it. Because it's like he was so drunk on his ego. That's why Palpatine fucking killed him in his sleep. Because that was a big F you to Plagueis.
Yep.
And, and so, anyway, Vader's, he calms down, and then basically Palpatine immediately starts his training, like Vader's training. And what's cool about this is that you don't really see in episode 3 is that they're kind of already, Palpatine manipulates Vader because later in this book, he manipulates him like, no, you and I are equals. Obviously, that's not the fucking case. Palpatine puts him in his place.
Really?
But he taught, like, you see the establishment of the Inquisitors in the story, too.
Oh.
Yeah, and so, basically, we'll get there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But basically, Palpatine immediately starts his training, and what's cool is that you don't see this in movies, is Palpatine is very much like a master in this, and is teaching him stuff, like how to be in the dark side and stuff. I'm like, that's really cool, because we never really got to see that. Because when Vader became Vader, in episode 3, there was a lot of shit going on where 66 happened, they had to eradicate the Jedi, so Palpatine's like, basically, your training, we'll get to your training. You need to go fuck up some shit, Because Palpatine, if you think about it, was fucking lucky in that movie. If shit could have gone completely other way if Mace Windu won. But anyway, he starts his training.
He technically did.
And he starts yeah, you're right. Yeah. He starts he starts fucking like electrocuting Vader. And just immediately starts like, what the fuck? And it's just kind of Charles Soule, who's the most underrated comic writer ever. Check his stuff out. Sam Tiffany. Charles Soule shows that even though he starts his teachings, this is not like, it's very different than how Jedi do it. It's all about pain. And so like, they think about like pain through like teaching through torture and shit. Yeah. And so he's like, hey, come on, defend me with your lightsaber. What are you doing? Why you just stand out like a fucking idiot? Just fucking defend me. And Vader's like, I don't have my lightsaber. I lost Obi-Wan, he took it. And he's just like, wow, no. That blade belonged to another. It belonged to a Jedi named Anakin Skywalker. That person's dead. You're Darth Vader. And he's just like, you need to get a new lightsaber. Crimson Blade, one of the Sith. And he's basically like, he's telling Vader like, I know this. He gets his lightsaber. You need to get this color. I know this time has been traumatic. This is where he puts him in his place. I know this time has been traumatic for you. A lot has fucking happened in the last 24 hours. If you ever impose the Force on me again, it will be your last.
Man.
And so, like, Palpatine is Palpatine's like, he's the ultimate Star Wars villain, right? He's the master manipulator. And basically, the rest of the book, he's like, calling Vader his friend. He's still teaching him stuff, being his master.
Yeah.
But he's mastered at him, but in front of other people like Tarkin and Sidious's other enforcers and stuff and the Inquisitors, Vader's like on his equal. But what's cool is that, you know, he's scared. I don't know if he scares Vader, but that's when he tells him like, you know, don't fuck with me. I'm in charge here.
I wonder if Anakin's expectation of the Sith, like, came true. Like, because you have this idea as a Jedi, like what the Sith are like and what do they do.
Yeah.
I wonder if it met his expectations, or if he was like completely like thrown off. Like, wait, what? The Sith do this, that?
Yeah, I think he's got so much shit going on in his head, man.
Yeah.
And I think the reason he just listens to him because like I'm a fucking cyborg and I can't walk. Pat, the love of my life is dead.
Oof, yeah.
Obi-Wan fucking fucked me. Took my shit. You know,
lost everything.
And so basically, the premise is like Palpatine's like, it's time to get to work. I can sense you crave revenge, but first you need to get your lightsaber, and you need to get one you can bleed, right? Yeah. And basically, he's like, come with me, my friend. I want to show you. So this is literally right after he puts Vader together. Like this is straight up after Revenge of the Sith, like I said. He walks out, and you know that I don't know his name. But you know, like the blue guy that's like
Masameda.
Yeah, Masameda is basically, you know, pronouncing to Coruscant like, you know, they're changing the story because everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? Why is the Jedi Temple on fire? He's like, the Jedi they betrayed the Republic. Like Palpatine came up, made himself emperor to stop the Jedi, to bring peace to the galaxy. Yeah. So they're spreading lies. And of course, probably most people don't fucking believe them. But like,
could be said he's
lying. Yeah,
because they did betray Palpatine, anyways.
Yeah, well, listen, man. The Jedi had everything fucking coming to them. In my opinion, they were stupid. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I think the Jedi had lightsabers so far up their ass, man, that they can fucking see the writing on the fucking wall.
Well, they were so bureaucratic and like following because they were followers.
So they became everything that they were not supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Well, it's also just George Bush commentary in the Bush administration.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's just politics at the time, right? And so, because that's one thing that Dave Filoni was great. I don't know if y'all seen Tales of the Jedi, but the stuff with Qui-Gon and Dooku was like
love
fucking fantastic. I used to not give a flying fuck about Count Dooku, but the more, like, as a kid, I'm like, this guy's fucking lame. Some old twirling dude. I don't care. He's played by one of the greatest actors of all time, fucking Saruman. But I'm like, I would have told George Lucas, like, I wonder if he got stabbed in the back instead of cutting off the neck. Like, have you ever been? That's not what you sound like. Stabbed. Yeah. You know that joke? Lord of the Rings. Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
A long time ago.
Well, he was like a fucking British spy. Who's the guy that plays? He's the greatest actor, like one of the greatest actors. Who plays Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's like, okay, you get stabbed by the back. That's how Saruman dies in that story. He's like a wizard. He's a bad guy.
Oh,
he's the white guy. He's like Gandalf, but bad.
Yeah.
Gandalf. He's like, make a scream. He's like, oh, actually, I was a spy in like World War II or some shit. And
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like
on the back. They'd be like,
yeah. They do not sound like that. And he's like, Peter Jackson's like, okay, buddy, do whatever you want to do.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but anyway, he's pronouncing that, you know, they're manipulating the thing. And the thing, Coruscant is such a fucking dirty planet that, like, corrupt. It's a city planet. It's like, you know, fucking Austin, Texas or something. You know, every city in the planet, right? So it's just like, they're doing that, right? And so he's just showing Vader that, like, through manipulation, and that Palpatine's assistant's like, you know, freedom, and Palpatine's like, that's what fucking they think, you know, manipulating the whole thing. And basically, they have it's cool, they have like a giant fucking furnace, and they have all the lightsabers that they've killed so far of the Jedi, and they had some clone troopers poured into the furnace, they fucking blow that shit up, man.
Oh,
yeah. And so basically, freedom, like that thing, they blow it up, and this is when Sid's like, okay, it's time for you to get your lightsaber, and Vader's like, how do you want me to do it? You could have given me any one of those lightsabers that you threw into the furnace for me to bleed it, but I sense that this is something else. And Vader guesses it on the first try. He's like, I think you want me to take it by force. He's like, yeah. And basically Palpatine's like, yes. The Sith, how they get their lightsaber, they kind of do this a little bit with like Ventress and the Micro Clone Wars. Well, they kind of, but basically they established this new canon. This how the Sith get their lightsabers. They have to kill it from a Jedi. You can't just get a light. They have to earn it by killing a Jedi, and then they take their kyber crystal and bleed it, and that's how they get their lightsaber. I think that is so badass. It's like the Sith trials, and it shows that like you have to fucking it's just through the grid, right? And so basically Vader's like,
I wonder who he stole it from, but I guess I'll find.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's not who you think. It's made up in this book. It's not somebody. It's somebody made up for the book, I think. I mean, you might know, but
we'll see.
Yeah, but basically, he goes on his mission. He takes him to the mid-rim, to some fucking desert planet on the mid-rim, another desert planet. He doesn't. Sidious doesn't even tell him what to do. He's just like, we're gonna stop here. And I'm gonna send you on your way. You're just gonna go get a lightsaber somehow. But basically, this is when Sidious says like, Vader's like, yeah, but we eradicated them all. It's just like, well, you know, we think we did, but there's thousands of Jedi.
Yeah.
They're all out there. So like, this is why the Inquisitor program started. Like, you go out there, and it's basically the whole point of like, that's basically the plot of main Star Wars between 3 and 4, right? All the shit that happens in between.
Yep.
So he gets on this planet, and Sidious mentions that he had a officer or some person come here sooner and drop off a spaceship for Vader, but it seems that it's been stolen. It's just like, oh, I left it. Yeah, just so cats like coincidentally, the ship's been stolen.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, well, looks like your work's cut out for you, my friend. Fucking go on, figure this shit out. So he just leaves it. And
is the planet inhabited?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a desert. Yeah. And so Vader just kind of goes.
Fucking leaves him on a desert planet.
He's basically like, this guy is a lost fucking cause, and I got my use from him, so goodbye. Now, that'd be such a Sidious thing to do.
Yeah.
But he leaves, and it's kind of cool. I really love the art.
Damn, that's pretty.
Yeah, dude, this is literally like the fucking Lawrence of Arabia shot. It's like, you know that shot from Dune Part 2 when like Paul Atreides is like walking up in the desert. He's going to the south. That's literally reminded me of that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, you got to.
I know.
Star Wars is based off Dune. Or takes elements from Dune.
Yeah. Well, it's like Flash Gordon, Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buck Rogers. Yeah. I need to see it. It's just so long.
But hey, man, great artist. Copy, good artist.
Good. John Williams, yeah.
Yeah, man. But like, it's cool because Vader's got some shit in his helmet. He could like change his vision and stuff. And he changes his vision to like infrared or something. He can see tracks, so he can see somebody came here and stole shit.
Oh, cool.
So he just walks. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty badass. He walks off in that direction. Well, he finds it, and it's basically just these bum pirates, and they're like, "Oh, look what we found! It's in the middle of the desert. Who's a fucking idiot and just leave here and nothing?" Well, I bet we could. It's Imperial, but I bet we could just sell it like illegally, make a bunch of coin, and for the rest of our fucking life. For credits. And then literally, the one person you don't want to fucking run into.
Imagine being
shows
a
up.
lonely pirate. You meet Darth fucking.
What's really cool about this is that they kind of. I mean, of course, the Star Wars addresses it, but what's really cool is he literally, like, not even an hour probably, became fucking Darth Vader. Like, this suit, like, not him and Relisith, but, like, Darth Vader, everyone knows, right? Yeah. No one knows who Darth Vader is.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that's so cool is that, you know, Lucas set this up. Well, Lucas gave the idea, but, like, the stories they've told since is that, like, yeah, you know, the Empire, the Jedi were destroyed, now the Republic became the Empire, and all of a sudden there's this dude named Darth Vader just fucking showed up and everyone's afraid. He's the Empire's enforcer.
Well, I remember there was this one comic where Emperor Palpatine, he's like on a ledge. He's just like, hey, here's Darth Vader, and then this one officer's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And then Vader fucking
because what's cool is that like everyone knows what Jedi are. No one really knows what Sith is because like post Darth Bane and the fall of like the Sith school, there's always been like two, but Sith like they've never been on since the Old Republic, and I guess the High Republic and the Act Like That kind of era. Fuck that. Yeah,
I don't believe that because you know in like 7,000 years ago the Sith and the Jedi had a big war. The Sith actually conquered Coruscant. Yeah, and it's right. It's basically
it's technically Legends.
It is? What?
Well,
no.
Well, technically, Old Republic, the game stuff considered Legends, but the thing is they haven't. To me, it's canon because that's the one era they haven't touched yet.
Well, it's like Americans forgetting what the Confederates are. You know, it's just like it's like sure, but for argument's sake, everyone can forget because.
I guess it's a big galaxy, but I'm just talking about the general public.
Okay.
Like,
I'll accept it.
Like, I think. You know, the Sith, unlike the Jedi, don't really advertise themselves because, you know, to everyone else, he's the Emperor. He's Emperor Palpatine. I would even say people working for the Empire don't know that Palpatine is a Sith Lord.
Right. Well, and a lot of people don't even believe in Jedi. They think they're myths. Yeah. Because there's only 10,000 of them.
Yeah, especially after Order 66.
In the Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So word dies fucking quick. Yeah, it's just the outer.
It's like 30 years after everything happened, you know.
Well, it's just the outer rim. Like, I think about like when stories you have, like Mando goes to the small village in Mandalorian, or like people in Andor. It's just there's the universe is so big. Like, all these people who just there's so many people that live on a planet. It's like us. It's like we, of course, on technology, we've never been to fucking space or other planets, right? And so it's like there could be a fucking empire out in space. We don't know because we've never left fucking Earth. We don't fucking know. And so like that's the same thing with if you grew up poor on a farmer's planet in the middle of Tatooine or some shit, you're not gonna fucking know. Like Luke is just like, oh, I heard about like there's a fucking rebellion.
Well, I think most people are like Luke's parents. They stay on their planet the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's like they don't know, but I just think it's cool because even the grand public, it's just like all of a sudden there's this enforcer for the Empire. Because technically, if you think about watch movies, Vader's not a bureaucrat. He's a Sith Lord, and people start to realize that because all of a sudden he shows up and starts fucking up the rebellion like big time. Like he's because he basically made his in Rebels and the comics and stuff. The in between period between 3 and 4, all of a sudden this Force shows up and just starts fucking up shit. But clearly he works for the Empire. But as of right now, no one knows who this guy is. And no one knows that Palpatine's a fucking Sith Lord, probably except for his close advisors.
I like how you can tell it looks like robot legs.
Yeah. It's very. Just wait before. No, this is his first suit iteration, and so like he'll get fucked up, and we'll get there. But basically, he shows up. There's these pirates. They're like, oh my god, we're gonna be so much credits. And all of a sudden, this guy shows up, and he's just like, that shit is mine. They're like, kill him. Fucking stupid. And he just basically as you expect, fucking murders all of them.
He died braver than most.
For real. And they don't even know this guy is. What's funny is the last guy literally starts like fucking freaking out. And he's like, Bioba, why are you here? What do you want? From you? Only this. And just fucking kill him. So it's just crazy stuff.
God damn.
But basically, it's just him getting shit. That's the first issue. And all of a sudden, this is really cool. Now we cut to so how like Batman, he's got the Batcave, right?
Yeah.
But he's got all these spots and hideouts and caves all throughout Gotham. You've seen it's kind of movies that's got batarangs and extra bat suits, just stuff that he needs if he can't make it all the way back home, right? Like in the Arkham games, he's got the fucking Batcave under Arkham Asylum. It's crazy. It's Batman's lunatic. He's got all that shit. Well, Jedi kind of the same thing. Here's like a post, like it's in the mid-rim. It's a Jedi outpost called Brighthelm. I can't fucking pronounce that. Brighthelm?
Let me see.
Brighthelm?
Brighthelm.
Yeah, Brighthelm. A very unoriginal name.
Brighthelm.
But it's just a space station for like if Jedi are out in the outer rim. It's just got extra lightsabers. It's a safe house. They can go there and sleep. It's got robes if they're a battle, corridors if you need to catch up on rest, cafeteria. It's just a station that Jedi's are on mission out there, right? Well, anyways, there's a company or a platoon of clone troopers out there, and they're it's fun. And they're basically the Empire sent them out. The Empire sent them out, and they're basically just like, hey, we're just shutting these places down. The Jedi are all traitors. The clones like the fucking mind wiped, and they're just like the Jedi. They're just sending them on busy work because the Jedi are dead. Like the war's over. The Clone Wars are ended. The Separatists to the public. We were fighting the Separatists. We beat the Separatists, and the Separatists were beat. The Jedi turned on us, and we killed them. Right. Yep. Basically, now the war's over. We're at a time of peace. And basically, they're just cleaning out all these kind of stations up, just getting rid of all. They're sending all back to the capital and Coruscant, getting rid of all Jedi memorabilia.
Star Wars stuff.
Dude, that could have been Finn.
No, this is a clone trooper.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Because look how cool that is,
Fuck Finn.
No.
Biggest simp in all of fiction. That was an accidental commentary on modern simping. Bro, she don't want you. They're like in episode 8 and 9. They're like, I gotta get back to my friend Ray. She needs me. They're like, Ray's fine. No, you don't know her like I do. She needs me. Oh, you've been in the coma forever. She needs me. Well, if you're such good friends, she never came and checked up on you.
Well, you know what pisses me off the most?
She's not looking for you.
You know what pisses me off the most is when Chewbacca and what's his name, the X-wing pilot, Poe. Yeah. Whenever they were jumping in episode 9, Chewbacca kind of said if only Rey was here, he hasn't piloted the Millennium Falcon for 20 years at this point. It's Come on.
9 sucks, man. Like,
Yeah.
if we could lie to you this whole time, right? What is the fucking point of the famous run that Han Solo does?
Yeah.
The Kessel. What the fucking point is that? It's stupid. But anyway, they're cleaning out the post, and this I love this scene so much. It's literally. So our soldiers, I get it, and you get this too. You know that scene in The Mandalorian, the last episode of the first season, where like, it's just 2 soldiers on stupid guard duty, fucking bored out of their mind. It's so realistic because it's like this is what soldiers do in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're just fucking around like, oh look at this kid, and they punch it. They're just wasting time, find shit to waste time. This is a bullshit assignment, and these are just soldiers finding a way to fucking waste time. So here's this soldier, he's just fucking around with the Jedi. I'm a Jedi, whatever, just trying to like have fun. And literally the other country was like, dude, stop that. You're fucking stupid. You're gonna get yourself killed. Stop fucking around. Serious. It's like, and basically he's telling them like, bro, come on, I'm just trying to light on the move. This is a bullshit assignment. They're fucking just send us on cleanup, dude. We're not fighting anything. It's stupid. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
And they start talking like, why are we on this bullshit assignment? They cut the clone program on Camino.
They did.
And so these clone, but the thing about from their point of view, they're like, they cut the clone program. Like, what are we? Are they phasing us out? Are they retiring us? They're literally training up the last. They closed down any more programming on Camino. They're gonna finish out the last batch of training for the current troops, and then that's it. What's going on?
And then Rampart fucking blows up Camino.
Yeah, but these guys, basically, the guy was like, well, they're retiring us. It's a time of war and stuff. He's like, do you think they're gonna get rid of it? Little do they know, they're gonna fucking get rid of all the clones. They got the use out of them.
Yeah.
But basically, like, give me that fucking thing. And they're just talking. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, we got an incoming call. It's a ship on approaching, right? It's fucking Vader. He's heading there. We don't know why. He's just heading to this outpost. And basically, they send out scout ships and they're like, hey, man, identify yourself. This is restricted airspace. Who are you? Identify yourself. We will not give you a second warning. And Vader, I think it's a really fun character. I can't remember the droid's name, but Vader's got this little droid in his ship that like is his fucking butler basically, and he's a character throughout this book, and he kind of just gives him information. He's a very sarcastic droid. It's really funny, right? Mm-hmm. And
it's the new Archer.
Yeah, he's basically telling Vader like, hey man, I got the docking codes for the station. I can transit them over to them so like they know who you are, so they're like, don't fuck you up. It's like what everybody does. Star Wars. Absolutely. And Vader's just, again, keep in mind, he just became Vader. He's fucking pissed. He just wants to fucking kill people. I think it's just an excuse for action in this book, but I don't care. It's very much in the character. And Vader's like, and he basically like, hey, second warning. There's not gonna be a second warning. We're gonna fire. We're gonna shoot you down. Droid's like, or Vader like, come on. And Vader's like, I could send them over. They're activating weapon systems. We're gonna do. And Vader's like, no, activate weapon systems. He's just gonna fucking kill him. And so he starts. They're like, oh man, this guy's firing. I guess we have to take him out. And I guess these clone pilots are good. And Vader just immediately kills him. They're like, what the fuck is he killing like that? So they send more out. Vader destroys all of them, and the clones are freaking out. They're basically like, we haven't seen any guys like this. So it's like the Jedi guy's like, don't say that, man. Like this can't be. Like, okay, we're stalking. He obviously has the access codes to this. He wants something from here. Let's go shoot him. And basically, they're just preparing themselves, and it's literally the fucking Rogue One thing. Vader's like busting through the fucking door.
Dude, it just shows you how much Vader changed.
Oh yeah, what's cool is this shows like Vader's such an impatient bastard. Like that's why he's like in an Empire. Like all these fucking officers are fucking up, and he's just like, all right, fine, let's kill him. Like he's so impatient. And I feel like I think this is because of what happened. It's just like I just don't care anymore.
Well, he did that to the admirals in episode 5. So
yeah. And so he basically busts through the door. Clones like take him down. Basically, just obliterates all of them. And he takes the lightsaber that the guy was fucking with, or takes one off the walls, kills them all. And they're like, "Yep, this guy's definitely a Jedi. We're fucked." And he just like kills them all, right? So basically, he kills them all. The reason Vader went to this outpost is because here's where it gets not confusing, but just very interesting, and they have to make this up for the story. There's this thing called the Barrage Vow. Don't know what that is?
I've heard of it.
So the Barrage Vow is basically, it's not a punishment, it's not a consequence. They didn't do anything, these are Jedi that didn't do anything wrong. But it's like, okay, the Jedi are already basically monks, right? Think of it, Jedi who take the Barrage Vow are basically like super monks. They used to be in the Jedi Order, but if you take the Barrage Vow, it's just, I'm going to be one with the Force and leave the Order, go off somewhere in the Outer Rim, and just dedicate my life to the Force. It's like, think of it like priests. They dedicate their life to God.
They're like monks.
They're like monks.
Swore not to speak for
And so basically, what the vow is they dedicate themselves to the Force, and they don't answer to the diplomacy, the bureaucracy of the Jedi Order or the Council. So let's say during the time of war, like the Clone Wars, they don't get involved.
They're independent.
Yeah, they're independent. They took a penance, and they didn't do anything wrong, but they took it, and it's just like, even though they're a Jedi, they're still a Jedi. Even though, like, if their Jedi brethren are in trouble or in time of war, they dedicate themselves to the Force. They don't get involved.
Yeah,
that's what the Brosh vow is. And so Vader is showing that he's fucking impatient, and was just like, okay, he went to the space station because it's got a holocron that's connected to the computer or holocron, whatever, back at the library on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, sorry.
And no, good. And basically, it's connected to that, and he's just like, okay, give me stuff on the Brosh vow, because think about it. If those Jedi don't get involved, basically, if Order 66 happened, they're not really hiding. They're the same. They never left. They're just at the same place so Vader kind of found Chico. So he's just like, oh, well, these guys that didn't get involved, so they probably never left where they currently are, worshiping the Force. That's easy. They're not gonna be hard to find because Jedi kept that shit on record. And so I'm just gonna go get them where they are. And so basically, he's figuring that shit out. The computer, his droid is like running shit. He's like, this is slow. He's like, potential responses to your query question include over 14,000 Jedi since the founding of the Order. This will take fucking like 10,000 years or whatever to go through. And Vader's just like, find me first fucking one, dude. Come on. Yeah. And what's funny is just like when Vader asks, he's like, I require data on any Jedi who took the Brosh vow prior to the purge. The Brosh vow, clarify your need for this information. And Vader's like, I do not expect to be questioned. I expect to be obeyed.
That's how you talk to the AI.
Yeah. I expect to be fucking obeyed. And the droid's the same as ask. Listen. The reason I'm asking questions is just to enhance my service to you. I'm not fucking my person. That's the only reason. Vader's just like, whatever. Whatever. Yeah, for real. My fucking dad. That's so funny. But basically, he's asking that stuff. The computer's calculating that one of the clones is still alive. He throws a grenade, and he kind of holds it. Kylo Ren's that shit. Yeah. Like, it holds it in there, like right there. You see it? So he's keeping it from exploding. And basically, these clones are like, these are the main two clones that were fucking around lightsaber. They survived, and they're like, we're gonna shoot him. The other clone's like, no, don't kill him. Like, what if he's Jedi? Like, because they're worried about that they're gonna be, either killed or retired. They miss the Clone Wars. They're like, we want to fight. Let's take him to Palpatine himself, and maybe he'll give us a job as just two Red Guardsmen, and like we could just not retire and work for him. Like, boom.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's such a it's such a low-ranking soldier thing. It's so fucking funny. Yeah. Like, these two guys are idiots, and basically Vader's like, troopers, you have made a fucking mistake. And he's like, oh yeah, what's that? He's like, I'm not a Jedi. And they're like, I can't breathe. I have no limits. And just fucking kills him. Because they're like, oh, he won't kill us. He won't let the grenade blow up because he's a Jedi. He's a good guy, man. Like, come with us, man. We'll let you live. And Vader just fucking kills him, right? Yeah. So he lets it explode because the droid got the information he needed. He goes back to the ship. He's like, all right, who'd you find? And basically, he's like, I found a unique Jedi. His name is Kurek Infula. Can't pronounce it, some crazy name. It has been many years since he's been active in Jedi affairs, since he took the Brosh vow. He's been gone several years. He's an old guy. He took the Brosh vow prior to Anakin ever stepping foot in the Jedi Temple when he was a kid. Dang. So he's old. And Vader's like, tell me everything you know about this guy. And he's just like, well, the reason he took the Brosh vow was because he was very impatient when it comes to bureaucracy and all the politics and stuff. He was bred to fight. He wasn't involved in any politics. He didn't train anybody. He was the Jedi. The Order called him back in the day if they needed somebody to fuck up shit. Because he's basically a fighter. That's what he looks like.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like, it's cool design. And so basically, Vader's just like, fine, so be it. I'm gonna give him a fight.
Cool.
I'm gonna give him the fight he's been wanting. And so
I'm gonna go pee now.
All right, yeah, I got a fucking pee too. Okay, so Vader gets to the planet. And it's also in the mid-rim. It's just some river moon of like Alderaan or some random place, right? Mid-rim. Basically, that Kurek is like meditating. He's got all these like pieces of chunks of metal and stuff floating around him. And basically, all of a sudden there's a blade and it's just going for his head. He's like, good. pops his lightsaber and stops. And it's a fucking droid. He's like, very good. Basically, this is a populated planet or moon, and he's been here, for the however long he's been here on the Bar Style, just studying. But the thing is there's a Jedi temple on this planet.
Yeah. Looks like he's wearing jeans.
Yeah, he's like just the buff Jedi or whatever. And he's just been there's a Jedi temple on this because apparently like this is one of the main locations for Jedi who take the Barrage vow, and this is just where he went. But there's this droid. He's a Jedi servant droid, so he's been serving Jedi for like hundreds of years who've like been here, who've taken the vow and stuff.
Oh, that's okay. I see.
Yeah. And so basically. But he's just helping, like, he's just training the droid, like, just teaching, like, just being cool or whatever. Okay, this guy, like, he took the burst vow, he's like a fighter, but this guy is a fucking douche. Like, he's a Jedi, he's a good guy, but you're just like, you're rooting for Vader the whole time. He's a fucking jackass.
Yeah.
Like, he's just...
Yeah, they come in, the lightsaber pretty much already shows it.
Yeah, he's just kind of the thing is, you can tell he hasn't had any interaction with people in so long.
Yeah.
And so, like, he later in the story, he goes to the town, and they're like, Master, I forget whatever his fucking name is, can't pronounce it, like, we haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, no, but he's just like, oh, well, I'm a esteemed Jedi Knight, and I do this. And you're just like, shut the fuck up, dude. Probably. Your order's fucking gone. Because they were all jackasses like you. Like, be a fucking normal person. Honestly, the Jedi allowed for them to have human connections to people they wouldn't have had.
It's impossible.
They would have.
Well, that's what Luke did. He was like, okay, let's
He changed it.
Yeah.
Like, well, look at Kanan. I think Kanan's one of my favorite characters ever to come out of Disney Star Wars and Rebels. And also, he has a comic book.
Well, it's like...
That's fucking fantastic.
Well, someone explained it. It was, if a Jedi has a connection, the most powerful thing they can have is love. And that's what they fight for, It's love.
The first Star Wars comic book I ever read was a Kanan book.
Really?
Well, they did a 12-issue maxi series.
Rip Kanan, he was so good.
To R.I.P.
Spoiler
alert. He hasn't seen Rebels. Well, you didn't even know who Kanan is? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking casual.
His voice actor's really a douche, but the character, good.
Well, that maxi series I'm talking about, that's the first Star Wars comic I ever read. It basically covers, like, it's his origin story. It's like, it opens with in Order 66 when he's a kid. Basically how he grows up and stuff. It's really good. They're reprinting it in the collection. I only read the first half of the series, so I haven't read it, but they're reprinting the whole thing. It comes out like this fall, so I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
But anyway, he's training his droid, right? And he basically, that's his name, Infilo. Fucking terrible.
Wait, Infilo?
Kurak Infilo is his name.
Infilo? Inflammation?
This guy gets inflammation, bro, after Vader fucks with him. Basically, he's just like, hey, get ready, droid. I sense something coming, something dark. It's like, it's upon us. And he's like, set the traps ready. He's like, okay, yes, Master Infilo. And basically, Vader's coming in. All of a sudden, Vader doesn't see it. Master Infilo shoots all this like fucking shit up, and like the droid's like, yo, Vader, we got incoming. He's like, what is it? Missiles? What is it? And he's just like, art? Yeah, because it's like, what the fuck? And basically, it fucks up the turbine or the some kind of engine. They crash land, and basically the droid's like, hey, like Vader's like, oh, we need I'm going to this guy now. And the droid's like, well, hey, we repair should like take we'll be full operation in like 2 days. And Vader's like, no, he's waiting for me. Yeah, he's like, no, this guy's expecting me. I wish do not disappoint him. You know, this Jedi is quote unquote a fucking fighter legend, a warrior legend or something, right? In the holocrons.
Yeah.
It's basically Vader's just walking through some a valley, and all of a sudden a security Trump's wall pops up. No, I'm just kidding. But like basically a security wall just fucking pops out of the ground.
That's ginormous.
Yeah, it's fucking. Well, it looks like okay, whatever. And then he's like, God damn, fucking humongous. But anyway, Infilo's up there, or Kurak, he's like, you stink of darkness. Like, was it you? And then Vader's so impatient. Man, Vader's just like, he don't got time for shit. Like, he ain't wasting any time. This guy's trying to talk to him like, was it you? Did you do it? And just immediately Vader is on the ground. It's like Obi-Wan. This guy's got the high ground way up, and Vader's just like, Vader doesn't even say anything. He just starts fucking choking him. He's just like, oh, what? And Vader's just fucking choking him. He's like, no. And he pushes Vader. He's like, this is not how this is going to go. Like, you're going to fucking fight me. And he's just like, you will not defeat me, you creature, wherever the fuck you are. What's cool is when Vader was coming in, he sensed something dark, and he's talking to the droid. And he's just like, the droid got like readings. His droid studied like scanning his influence droid scanning Vader as like they're having this interaction, and basically later he's like, because he doesn't know who Vader is, the inflow. He's like, I sense darkness that this guy's semi-responsible for the, extinction of the Jedi, and basically the droid's like, well, inflow asks, is he Sith? And he's like, well, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't tell you. He doesn't wield a crimson blade, which is what Sith use.
Right.
However, he is using dark side of the Force. I'm sorry, I'm answering. He's like, okay, no matter, I'm gonna fucking kill him anyway, because that's since he's responsible, right? So he's like, was it you who killed the Jedi? Vader's like, I love Charles Soule Wright did perfect Darth Vader because he wastes no time. He's like very little dialogue. He just says so much with this. The art's fucking great. It just says so much with Vader's emotion. It's crazy how just a bland helmet can have so much emotion. The way he uses it in the story.
I believe a non-talkative Vader is perfect because it hurts to talk for him because his lungs are fucked.
Yeah, and it's just so good. But he's like, did you fucking do it? Like, did you kill Jedi? Vader's like, yes. Are you here to kill me as well? Yes. As I hoped. For my transgressions, I took the bearer's vow to live alone inside the Force until my true path as a Jedi became clear. To live outside the Order, take no action on behalf, no matter the circumstances, even its end. You must know that, or you would not have known to look for me here. It is also why I stayed here. I knew you would come here eventually. So this guy knew that, like, because he's a pretentious asshole. Like, he's like, of course the guy is gonna come fight me. I'm the ultimate Jedi. I'm like, no, bitch, nobody's even fucking hurting you.
He's the main character.
Yeah, he's literally got main character trying to
sideward Disney logo.
Fucking for real, dude. And so basically, he's just like, listen, here's a Jedi temple on this moon. Meet me at the mountaintop. Jedi who come here go through great challenges to get to the peak and find what they see. It's basically, he's trying to make it poetic. He's trying to make it sound like the tree on Dagobah that Yoda sends Luke through.
Yeah.
And Vader's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm just fucking here to kill you. So basically, inflow goes, and Vader's on his way up, and it's basically just traps. Like, this is a river moon, and so the city lives on the base of the dam, and so like all their power and electricity is powered by water. So basically, just floods Vader. It like surprises Vader, and he's in this cavern, nowhere for him to go, so it fucks him up. It like destroys his suit, but Vader pulls a Moses and just fucking parts the Red Sea.
Pulls a Moses.
Yeah, pulls a fucking Moses and just parts the Red Sea, jumps up. Basically, it's just traps, right? He's going through like these challenges. He sends these giant birds to fuck him up. They fuck Vader, but Vader's killing them all. And
Steam deck.
Yeah, he got a fucking Steam Deck here. And this is when the droid's studying him. So he's telling him, like, I don't know what or who this guy is, right? And basically, he's like, okay, no matter. And he's like, do you want me to set more of the traps? And he's like, no, thank you for your service, my friend. He's talking to the fucking Jedi. Like, thank you for my service, my friend. I now know what I came here for the Bear's Vow. When I took the Bear's Vow, I meant to find myself as a Jedi. I find my true purpose, and now I know it's to avenge thee. And he's just a fucking jackass.
Vader's being annoyed.
Yeah, and Vader's just like, oh my fucking god, this guy, just whatever. I'm trying to get up to fucking murder you. So you kill all the birds, like, let them come. What's awesome is this guy's being like, I'm on my purpose. They get to the stairs, he's looking down at him, he's like, almost there, creature, almost to the top. Keep going, you can do it. I believe in you.
What?
And then Vader, when he says that, Vader immediately fucks him up. He just sends a bunch of rocks, and the guy's like, oh, and fucking knocks him. Yeah, like, it's just like, yeah, it's what you get reserved. And then the droid jumps in, and it's kind of sad. It's like, I like droids, but like, he jumps in, like, don't fuck with him. I've served the Jedi for generations. The dark side will never. He's like, the dark side will never. As soon as he says that, Vader just fucking rips off his arm.
Fucking Omni-Man.
Yeah, Omni-Man's him, rips off his arm, and takes his little saber. It's not a lightsaber, but it's like the shit that General Grievous is, those blades with the purple energy and stuff that General Grievous is, toy.
The Magnum blade or
whatever. Yeah, that, he takes that, and Vader's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he goes up, he's like, I know what you want. I know why you're here. It's not just to kill me. You came here to get something else. I can sense it. It's my lightsaber. And the whole point of the story, like I said, is Vader's getting his fucking lightsaber. Right. So I think it's so cool that Sidious sends him on a trial like this, But anyway, they start fighting, and basically, Master Inflow wipes the floor with Vader. Just kicks his ass. Because Vader hasn't even been Vader in the new suit for a day.
Well, he's like getting used to it.
Yeah, he's getting used to it. It's fucking mechanical. He lost both his arms and his legs. He doesn't know how to fucking. It hurts. He doesn't know how to fucking operate this shit. So it's like The guy basically Infiltrator recognizes like, oh, you're fucking all machines. Be easy. Vader's legs broke because he got damaged by the flood, and he just wipes the floor with them. He's like, once you are dead, I will seek out your master and destroy him as well, and then I will restore light and joy to the galaxy. Think of that one. He fucking thinks he's the main character. Yeah, and fucking he hoists Vader off and just fucks Vader up. And Vader lands like down his cavern. Okay, this is the cover for issue 4. I love this cover.
That is pretty.
It's like
issue 4 or what?
Of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a variant cover. This is the main cover, which is also awesome. All the covers for this series are fucking great. But basically, I just love this is a homage to just old school Marvel comics. You know, so they have all the characters and Padme. I want that as a poster. I think
it's so pretty.
It's so cool.
The clones in the background too.
I think they're dead.
They might be.
It's just cool. It's like poetry and raps.
Okay,
but anyway, Vader's at the basin of this thing. He's like all fucked up, and basically the droid that he's flying is down there too. And he just, and people forget that Anakin's like he's the chosen one, fucking talented with the Force, the best duelist in the galaxy, best pilot, and he's also a fucking engineer.
He's also the most famous Jedi too.
Yeah,
him and Obi-Wan.
That's okay. Sam Witwer talked about this. I think I talked about this with y'all. I'm like, when Revenge of the Sith first came out, the main Clone Wars show, there was the micro series. They didn't really get it. It was only 2 movies.
Yeah.
Which I love it. That's my childhood. Besides Empire, Revenge of the Sith, and New Hope, that's like my favorite Star Wars film was the micro. That's fucking awesome. I count that as a movie because Disney put them all together, Or, well, they were all together a while ago. Lucas put them by. My dad showed me that when I was really young. I saw that before the prequels, so like it's just nostalgic. But when Revenge of the Sith came out, when he's at, when they're asking him to spy on Palpatine, he's just like, we will give you a seat on this council, we will not grant you. Oh my God, master. And he fucking crashes out like a whiny bitch, right?
Yeah.
Well, without the Clone Wars, you're like, he's being a fucking, come on, man, grow up. But what's awesome is Sam Witwer, greatest actor in Star Wars ever, like points out in like a podcast or some interview he's in, he's like, think about this. And the Clone Wars makes that moment way better. He's just like, Anakin and Obi-Wan are considered the legends of the Clone Wars. They're the 2 greatest Jedi who ever lived.
Yeah.
They saved, shit didn't go awry, they fucking won the war. If you watch the Clone Wars, Anakin and Obi-Wan, mainly just Anakin, has saved Obi-Wan and every person on that council, even Yoda, countless times.
Yeah.
Bro has been there countless times. And so
he saved Obi-Wan like hours before he got rejected.
Exactly, and so like, the point Sam Witwer makes is like, this guy is the Clone Wars legend. If they said we'll let you come in the seat, but not going to, of course this guy would be pissed.
Yeah,
they all this shit. And
yeah,
still not.
I'm like, I've saved every single one of y'all. I could beat every one of y'all one-on-one in a fucking fight. I killed Count Dooku, who was considered the greatest duelist at that current time.
Yeah.
Which there's that one episode of Clone Wars that's badass where Dooku's fight Obi-Wan and Anakin, and he knows Anakin is the aggressive one, so he puts Anakin on defense.
He's the second Jedi besides Obi-Wan to kill a Sith in 10,000 years.
Exactly, and so it's just like, because the reason the Sith keep dying is because they keep fucking themselves over. Technically, no Jedi fucking kill them. Like you said, it's like it's the rule too, right? Sith are always in like civil war. Well, like, he saved all of them, and so it's like, I would be pissed. Especially like you said, I just saved Obi-Wan didn't fucking say anything or defend him. I mean, I'd be pissed. And the council do have a good reason because they know him and Palpatine are close. I think they just wanted to get through Palpatine or the whatever they thought was going on.
They used him as a tool.
Yeah, which they shouldn't have done. I think they just wanted to get through the end of the war and Palpatine, and then I think if things went right, they would have made Anakin a master.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's just because they didn't trust Palpatine.
And think about this: Episode 3, Anakin was 22.
That's crazy.
He was 22.
He's been through that shit, dude.
Yeah.
And well, anyway,
like plenty of time to be a master, dude.
Yeah, it's just that was dumb. But like Sam Witwer was right, that enhanced the moment. But people forget that he's an engineer, and so he takes the droid, all the parts from the droid, and just starts using the parts from the droid to rebuild his suit. And it doesn't rebuild all the way. It's still clunky. It looks like a robot, but it's just he's so powerful, so angry,
and he can totally do that because you have to do that with your lightsaber,
Yeah, so he fixes himself.
So cool.
So this guy, fucking Master Inflow thinks he's the main character. Like, and once again, I am back in the world. May the Force be with me. You're like, dude, shut up, dude. You're nothing.
So
nobody
did
heard
he
you.
technically break his vow then?
Well, no, because when Vader came for him, because he sensed that Vader is the one who was responsible for killing Jedi, and Vader admitted it. And so he's just like, because when people take the Bear's vow, maybe not all of them, maybe someone's like, I just want to be with the Force. The reason he took the Bear's vow is because he was a Jedi that was only being used for, because he was like one of the best fighters pre-Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And he didn't like politics and stuff, and he just kind of didn't know what his purpose was as a Jedi. So he took the Bear's vow so he could find his purpose.
Yeah. It took him a long time.
Yeah, because he's a fucking jackass. I don't care. I hate his character. I'm glad Vader fucks him up.
Hey, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. This is Darth Vader, you know. But like, so when Vader comes, he's like, I think I found my purpose. My purpose was like in this darkest hour, I destroyed the one who's responsible for this. I'm gonna go. He also realized that Vader was like, oh, this wasn't just dude, you have a master, because he fucking starts rage baiting Vader. He's just like, because Vader starts falling apart. It's like, oh, you're the one that killed all this Jedi? You suck. You can't have just done it by yourself. You must have had a master. So I'm going to kill you and go after your master. So like, the purpose I found is to bring, or like, is to destroy.
To be the chosen one.
Yeah, be the chosen one, defeat whatever killed the Jedi, and then bring the Jedi back. And this guy's so pretentious. Basically, when he first got to this planet, this moon, he left his ship with this like a local town mechanic. And he's just like, I'll eventually will come and need it, and like now it's time for me to go. And they're like, dude, we haven't seen you in fucking years. We thought you died. We heard rumors that all the Jedi died. He's like, oh no, I've just been like
chilling
on this moon up here, you know, on this fucking temple.
Bro.
And basically, he's so pretentious that like this little kid asked him like, I would never believe the Jedi betrayed the Republic. He's like, well, you know what, little one, like when I go defeat this new empire, I'm going to establish the Jedi Order right here on this planet. And you can be my first Padawan. And you're just like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
I really like how they make this character so pretentious. It is the Jedi Order in one guy, you know.
Yeah,
and it makes Vader. It kind of makes
fuels
Vader,
him.
Yeah, and he's like, it just makes him hate the Jedi more. It's
well, because what's kind of crazy is Vader's like, when he becomes Vader, probably because he realized like what the fuck happened to him, and like he's having to learn from the scratch up how to live again.
He also lost a lot of midi-chlorians.
Yeah,
so he's kind of weak right now.
He's kind of weaker. He's figuring himself out. And basically, Obi-Wan humbled the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And so like he's actually incredibly humble now compared to this Jedi for being a bad guy. You know, and when you watch the OG trilogy, Vader is very much a humble character.
Yeah.
He kind of does his bidding, what his master tells him, and you know. Anyway, we'll keep going, but basically, this guy, I think the reason he's such a jackass is because he hasn't had any. He's like, yeah, it's been like several years before you were born, my young child. So he's like, oh, you haven't fucking talked to anybody except some fucking Jedi droid for like years, you know. So he's just like, I'm a Jedi, whatever. Vader basically puts himself back together. He's going up, and basically he's just helping the mechanic fix his ship or get it back on track, and he's just like showing off his force powers. And then I think it's so funny because Vader comes up, and he's basically like bloating to this child. He's like, after all, the Jedi must be rebuilt. Mount Pascal is here. It seems as good as place. Before he says that this place is as good as they need to rebuild the Jedi Order, he's like, what? Fucking almost kills this child, dropping this fucking thing. Like, it isn't possible. And they're like, what is the character? He's like, I thought I killed him. He's like, is it the Sith Lord or whatever? And he looks up, and on top of the dam is fucking Vader. He's like, you come. He's like, I'm gonna fucking fight you. And basically, he tells it. They're like, hey, like he's not gonna come here right and take care of it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking end this right now. But he's freaking the fuck out. And like, this ain't some regular dude I'm fighting, you know. And he goes up, and basically they just start fighting. And he's getting the one up on Vader again. But the thing is, Vader finds a weakness because you know, Vader doesn't give a fuck about anything anymore. He doesn't care. He's just pure hatred. That's why he's the perfect enforcer and bad guy for Star Wars. Because he's like, I don't care. I don't care about anything. I got, you know, my will to live fucking left. Like, she's dead. She's gone. I don't care. And so he finds a weakness Jedi because these guards for the dam, basically how I said that town runs on this dam.
Yeah.
They're on top of the dam. So the dam blows up or water comes in, the entire city gets fucking demolished and flooded. Like, everyone's gonna die. And so basically these soldiers come up like, hey, you're fighting on both of you, there's 2 warning shots, stop, take this somewhere else, or cease immediately. If you our job is if you fuck this up, like, you get one warning or we kill you, doesn't matter who you are, because, like, thousands of people live down this city.
Well, it's like, it's a restricted area.
Yeah. And basically Vader, he's like, no, Kirak's like, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And Vader sees that, like, oh, he fucking cares about these people. And so he uses that as a weakness. And so basically Vader just fucking starts choking them. He holds them over. And he's like, no, stop, don't. And he fucking flings them, right? He's like, no. And so Kirak's distracted. He's holding them. And then Vader's like, he's like, you're a monster. And Vader's like, yes, I am. I'm a fucking monster. And he starts destroying the dam. And so Vader fucking destroys the dam. And the Kirak's like, I won't let you. And he's distracted. Vader fucking slips his lightsaber from his belt. Basically picks him up, holds him, and like he's talking to him. He's just like, no, please kill me, but let them live. And Vader's just like, nah, man. He snaps Kirak's neck, and he fucking kills everybody.
I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. Like, kills the fucking kid. Vader don't give no fucks. Dude.
Kill her, you can paddle on.
Yeah, for real. And basically, he's like, I've accomplished my mission. Got the lightsaber. He's like, goes. And so he gets back to his ship. That's a funny. Are you sure? Okay. Oh, yes. I'm your dark side. That's awesome.
Wow.
That's fun. I want this as a poster.
Whoa, that's bad.
Whoever the cover artist was on Charles Soule Run, they fucking did a banger job. But basically, he's back in his ship. Palpatine is the holocron, and he's just like, basically like the next part of your mission, your next task, my own apprentice, is I'm going to take you, you need to now bleed your crystal. Now I'm going to take you to the place where I know your anger is the most fucking pure and hatred, and also the side of your worst fucking failure.
Mustafar.
Yeah. Basically, he goes there, he's like, you will find, like, basically Mustafar with lava, it's a dark planet, and the dark side runs through it or whatever, some bullshit. He's just like, it's just basically Palpatine's like, it's the fuck. Also, you side of your greatest failure, and it's a dark planet, and we'll fucking lose just lava, like, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, where else would you?
Yeah, and so it's probably why Vader eventually builds his castle here.
Does he build it, like, in the exact spot?
I don't know. That'd be cool. Probably.
That would make sense, because
Yeah.
he would just see this failure every day.
Because it just fuels him. Yeah. And actually, you know what? I bet it is, because there's a moment we're about to get to that, like, I'll explain in a second. But he goes to this cave, he's like, basically, go here to make it bleed. Basically, Vader just assembles the lightsaber, he puts the kyber crystal down, and just starts to, like, concentrate and try to bleed it. And all of a sudden, the kyber crystal, like, explodes with energy. Because the thing is, what Palpatine tries to explain to him is, like, a kyber crystal is basically like a living force. It's got its own energy.
Yeah.
Like, a kyber crystal is fueled with the light side of the force.
Right.
You gotta basically, like, use your will to break it, because make it cause pain to make it feel pain, and bleed it and fuel it with hatred. You gotta manipulate it and basically, corrupt it, right? And so, like, but that takes anger. You gotta be like using the dark side of the force to do it. So he's just kind of, Vader's all fucked up from his battle, and he's probably like tired. He's trying to do it, and basically the kyber crystal fights back, knocks him on his ass, and all of a sudden he hits his head. He's like, wait, what? What have I done? And he gets up, he gets the kyber crystal, and he rebuilds the lightsaber. And all of a sudden he flies all the way back to Coruscant to see Darth Sidious. It's like, my apprentice, you have returned. Was your mission successful? And he's like, it was. I would like to see your blade. And he fucking pops it on the screen. He's like, oh, so you've made your decision. He's like, I have. So he basically does the fucking twirl from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
They start fighting, like, well, so be it, my friend. You have chosen weakness. So be it. And they start such a waste. He's fighting him. Vader chose the light side. Obviously, that's fucking not real. He kills the Emperor. He kills him. He's like, I agree. I made the wrong choice or whatever. He goes to a planet and sees Obi-Wan. He sees Obi-Wan.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, he's like, Obi-Wan, he's like, please, like, fucking, like, kill me, like, please. And Obi-Wan's about to kill him, and then, like Obi-Wan is, he does, and he's like, Anakin, is that you? And Vader wakes up, and he's still in the cave. And so, basically, the kyber crystal, the dark side of the force, like, gave him a vision. And he's just like, because the thing, yeah, it's trying to trick, because he's like, I'm committing myself to the dark side. It's like, the dark side's like, okay, well, like, are you really ready? Like, are you ready?
Yeah.
Like, are you really? It's kind of like, it's like the fucking Dagobah thing. It's like, are you ready to be a Jedi? And fucking Luke failed, and he wasn't ready. And like, basically, it was like, okay, go through this trial. If you succeed, you're ready. You're ready to fight Vader. And like Yoda said, he's like, you're not fucking ready. And Luke's a dumbass and goes anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, he's just fucking hand cut off. And so like, basically it's the same thing, but like Vader passed the test, and also I think of it as just like Vader hates Obi-Wan. Anakin blames him for everything. He's the one who's like, you turned Padme against me, even though he fucking didn't, and Palpatine did everything. Vader's just like
his mind was skewed.
Yeah, he's getting fucked up, right? I'm sure like people thought I was just being a dumb bitch, but like I'm sure Palpatine was using the dark side to like, he's the devil, man. He was using it like to manipulate him and like tempt him and stuff. And so he just sees Obi-Wan, and the thing is, he wants Obi-Wan to kill him. I think what I interpret is that like he wants Obi-Wan to kill him, but since Obi-Wan's such a good guy, like doesn't, it just makes him fucking even more mad. He's just like, fuck you. He passed the test. He just takes it. He's like, I refuse. This is all there is. And he just starts to bleed it, and it's fucking painful. So he's having like fucking flashbacks, like Mustafar, he's losing. I just think it's so cool. All the walls start having the religious Jedi encryptions around him from the energy. So, kind of like what you see in Rebels.
Yeah.
Those
so the way I kind of see it is he kind of wakes up from that dream because the Kyber Crystal made a mistake in showing him Obi-Wan, because that brought his rage back, and now he's gonna conquer this crystal.
So what I was explaining earlier when I was telling you is that like I think the reason he's so committed is this, he just hates Obi-Wan so much, and he just starts flashing it, and he sees like he's been through so much, because here you look through it, like his mom. He sees visions with his mom, and Palpatine. I think he has a moment where like he, I think this is like our conversation from earlier. This is when he realizes that like Palpatine fucked me. He screwed me over. Like he's the master manipulator. He's just seen all the trauma before him, and it's just like this is I feel like a moment like he just becomes fully corruptible, right? So he bleeds it, and all of a sudden. We cut to Coruscant, and Cease is talking with Tarkin. I always forget this guy. What was his name? Masameda is just about like, and they're talking. They're talking about the construction of the Death Star. So talking about like, is the ultimate weapon ready? Are we assembling the parts? So Tarkin's like, yeah, we're working on it. Also, the guards like fucking freak out, because again, the only person who knows about Vader is fucking Sidious. Yep. He hasn't introduced Vader to anybody yet. So like the guards like, what the fuck? Who's this guy? And Vader just fucking flings him, and Tarkin like, whoa, what's going on? Sidious is their calm, and Vader walks in like a fucking badass. This is where you really see all the damage he's done and all the parts he put. So like he's all fucked up. Yeah. I think I would love an action figure like this where it's just battle damage. He's like, and like Sidious's like, both of you leave, and Tarkin's like, Emperor, what's your safety? He's like, I'm perfectly safe. Trust me. He's like, apprentice. He's like, if you accomplish your mission, it's like master. He pops his lightsaber. So that's basically the end of the story of him getting his lightsaber. I think that's so bad. And that, dude, this why they act like complete bullshit, because he's got to go through Sith trials, man. Like, look at the fucking agony he's going through, and how much willpower and energy and force. He put his fucking balls into that thing, man. Like, he had to go all out. Like, that's why it doesn't just fucking turn red.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah, even when he was killing the Padawans, it didn't turn red.
Yeah. Bro, this is my brother's story, but we went and saw, you were busy, we went and saw Revenge of the Sith in the 20th, so my family went, after I told them, like, it's out. Yeah. So they went, and they were, apparently my brother said my family was the only one at the theaters, and, my whole family loves Star Wars, they love that movie, and, they quoted it, my sister said, like, when he pops lightsaber, like, she quotes the little kid, like, Master Penny, what are we gonna do? Clark's like, when it comes to Anakin, Clark's like, die. And my mom's like, you're horrible. You can't say that. Like, oh, it's so funny. All right, and this is the final chapter of the book. This kind of sets up the next arc for book 2, which we'll talk about another episode, hopefully. If you guys, I love y'all being on the show. If y'all want to keep it going,
please invite me.
Yeah, we'll do it over time. I know we target in person, but we'll definitely do it. But all right, we'll cover the last book chapter. But basically, this is the moment I told you about where he's in the bacta tank, and he's talking about, you have ruined yourself, my apprentice. Like, you fucked up on Mustafar, but at least your mission was successful, and that's all that matters. And he's like, and you finally got Crimson Blade, the color of the Sith. And he's like, do not fear, my friend. The droids will have your armor prepared in no time at all. And then all of a sudden, he just senses, and he's like, huh? And he looks back, and Vader's just fucking staring him down. He can't say anything, but I love these three people. That fucking, just them looking at each other, just these two guys, you just like, what are we gonna do with each other, kind of thing. Like, I just think that's so cool. And it's like, I sent your anger. I should have known. This armor is. This is where he's manipulating more like that. Your theory you had, like, he made the armor kind of hinder him on purpose.
To control him.
Yeah, to control him. I think this is where it comes into place. He's like, I sense your anger. I should have known. This armor is you. It is only appropriate that you should make it your own, especially with your skill as an engineer. He's fucking working on it, man. He's like, adjust the suit as you see fit, my apprentice. When you're ready, come to me. There's work to get done. And so like Vader just starts like making the suit to his liking to be less painful, and he starts reconstructing himself using the Force while he's in the tank.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so basically, all of a sudden we come to the Jedi Temple in the library, and all of a sudden there's this cloaked figure. He's like, I remember lies, and he's just kind of roaming around. Basically, this guy's going through the holocrons, and Palpatine sends an audio message because Vader's now in his the little tube thing you see in Empire, the ball, where like he could take his helmet off and breathe and eat. Like that's where he does his shit.
His pressure chamber.
Yeah, his pressure chamber. And so like he's in there, and Palpatine's like, hey, I need you to get off your ass. Hurry up, get ready. There's an intruder in the Jedi Temple. Yeah, I see fit that you go check it out. And so we cut back to the Jedi Temple, and this cloak figure, we don't know who it is, like, the archives at last. No one will deny me now, or whatever. No one is left. And all of a sudden, he's like, no one will deny me now, no one is left. And all of a sudden, Vader's like, wrong. Pops his lightsaber. They fucking start fighting. All of a sudden, this guy whips out his own fucking lightsaber. And it turns out it's the Inquisitor dude.
So,
The fat, bald head guy.
Yeah, fat. Oh, yeah. So, okay, you saw one, right?
Yeah.
It's that Inquisitor. Well, you know what the Inquisitors is, but the first time we see this guy is in the first season of Rebels. So when you watch Rebels, he's the main villain of season 1.
Setsu Roan.
Yeah, so Rebels is after Obi-Wan, and he dies at the end of, spoiler alert, he died in Obi-Wan. I was like, he's not dead. You know the Inquisitor chick like kills him? I was like, oh, he's not dead, because he's fucking main villain.
Poor Qui-Gon.
Yeah, dude. Okay, it's like how come Qui-Gon gets stabbed and he dies, and everyone else gets stabbed and
but she gets stabbed when she's a Padawan. She's still alive.
Yeah, she's.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, she's a little kid. She's a little.
Fucking that show.
He stabbed her.
Right? I guarantee you.
I
guarantee. Yeah, he did. I guarantee you they added her. She was. I guarantee you she wasn't even in the film script.
She wasn't.
Dude, if you take her out of that show, the show doesn't change.
No, Reva wasn't in the original film script.
Dude, fucking whoever's idea it was, I blame Kathy. I don't care. It was Kathy. It was Kenny's idea. Well, anyway, it's the Inquisitor dude, and it turns out he like takes his cloak off. Him and Vader start fighting. He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And he takes off his cloak, and he's already got like Imperial armor on and shit. And so Vader's like, "The fuck?" And so they start fighting, and he basically Vader's like he bled his lightsaber. Vader's gotten used to his armor now. He built it to his liking. Now he's used to it. Yeah. Vader just starts wiping the floor with this guy. This guy's such a, another pretentious asshole. He's like, this was promised to me by the Emperor to take these archives. Because that was denied. Apparently this guy, he used to be in the Jedi Order.
He was a Temple Guard.
Yeah, he's a Temple Guard, but he wanted to get knowledge of holocrons and the holocron lady who, the librarian was like, no, I ain't going to do this. Because she's like, you want to see this too much, there has to be a sinister reason or some shit. So he left the order, and then apparently the Emperor, the Emperor met him and started building the Inquisitor program way before he came out to Vader that he's the Sith Lord. So behind the scenes, he started building the Inquisitor program.
Imagine turning to the dark side because you can't read a book.
I know, it's kind of silly, but like, who gives a fuck about this guy? just make up a bullshit reason. Like he's a bro. Everything that this guy's been in, he's just been a plot device. He's not. Yeah, he's not a plot device in Rebels. He's just the main villain, but he's a one-dimensional bad guy. So the main villain of season 2 Rebels is Vader.
Yeah,
and they just use him because Inquisitors deal with all the lowly problems. That's below Vader's pay grade, right?
Yeah.
But then there's this potential Jedi with Ezra and Kanan that all of a sudden they wiped out a faction of the Empire of this planet and they killed this dude. And then Vader's like, okay, looks like I have to get involved.
I love it when he kills those 2 officers they're sitting down in the chair, just fucking kills them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That was cool.
But anyway, they're fighting, and Vader, they just keep going, and he's basically not right before Vader, but Vader's dodging it, but he's just like, oh, you seem like you're not confident, my friend. You are losing. And Vader's like, he's like, and now I have you fool. He's doing the turning thing, right? And Vader's like, you have nothing, dumbass. I was simply testing my suit. He's like, what? and he sticks the blade through the hole of the turning crystals. And fucking just, you fucking dumbass, flicks it, it fucking breaks the crystal, sends him flying. He's now all of a sudden he's scared. He's like, "Who are you?" Vader doesn't answer. He's just gonna fucking kill him. He's like, and then all of a sudden, fucking Palpatine just pops up. He's like, "Lord Vader, stop!" I'm like, "Oh, come on, kill this stuff!" Like that's so badass. It's like he's being arrogant. And Vader's just like, just fucks him up, and basically he sends a. He's like, "Stop," and I must have, and he's like, "Oh, I see you have met my Grand Inquisitor," and Vader's like, "A grand, quote unquote." I just fucking kicked his ass, ain't grand at all. Literally, quote unquote. He's like, "My Emperor, I do not understand. You gave me leave to explore the archives, to study Jedi teachings, see how I might turn them toward the ends of the Inquisitors to use." And he's like, "And then this creature attacked me, but he obeys you. Is he your servant?" Vader serves the Empire. And this is what I mentioned earlier, where like, now just between Sidious and Vader, behind closed doors, Sidious made it clear, like, "I'm your fucking boss, dude. Like, you're my apprentice." But because Palpatine's a politician.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm saying only the people he wants to know that he's a Sith Lord. To everybody else, he's just the Emperor. He's just the politician that runs the Galactic Empire.
Yeah.
And so like to everybody else, Vader is his equal, is his friend. And so I think that's how he keeps manipulating Vader, keeps him on his leash. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh, well, but he is my friend." Even though, like, I think Vader deep down knows, like, "No, fuck this guy. Eventually, I will kill him." And he's like, "Grand, whatever." And it's so great. Vader basically says like maybe all of like 20 words this entire book. It's just the writing's just great. He's just like, "Grand, you say less, dude." He's like, basically he served the Empire. He's like, "I do not understand. Did you send him?" "I did. I thought it was good that you two meet." "But why? He nearly killed me." Sidious was like, "Yes, and with a little effort from what I observed, is a valuable lesson for you." Like, yeah, it looks like you got your fucking ass handed to him, But basically, but he just wanted. I think the reason he told the Inquisitor you have access to the archives now, but then he told Vader, "Oh, someone's breaking in." He wanted to see what would happen. It's probably just another test for Vader, I think. Yeah. And a test for the Inquisitor too. Yeah, he's manipulating. He's wanting to see what happens. And what's really cool is, Vader's like, he's like, "Yeah, but the basically he tells the Inquisitor guy, he's like, and you see, my friend, you are the first among the Inquisitors. You're my first Inquisitor. You're the first guy I brought in.
Right.
However, but the Inquisitors belong to the Sith." And basically he tells the guy, like, "Yeah, you're Inquisitor, but like, you're no Sith." And so that's when,
there can only be two.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, you're fucking, at the end of the day, you're fucking nothing."
Yeah.
And like, that's what, like, I was talking to my dad, he's like, "I don't understand Inquisitors, like, because they're Dark Force users." And my dad's right, because it's like, they've kind of never really addressed the Inquisitors, but they have. Mm-hmm. We're like, in the game Fallen Order, I think Fallen Order, Rebels, and this, and I guess Obi-Wan.
I think of it as like a sub-faction.
Yeah, it's basically like, these were, I think most of them were like probably, I think maybe Palpatine or Vader, they probably send people to capture Force-sensitive people, or maybe Padawans that weren't at the temple.
Because they can't do it on their own.
Yeah, well, I think maybe Padawans that weren't at the temple, people that eventually the Empire got their hands on, maybe, or, because also Sidious says most of the first, so there's an original 8 Inquisitors, and I think he started building this program before Order 66, before the Empire's established. And so I think maybe just for future Inquisitors like Reva and other Inquisitors you see in like Tales of Jedi, just other stories, I think were just people that Palpatine found and recruited that were like Force users that either left the Jedi Order or like had a feud with them. Like the main guy, like, he got rejected for just wanting to read a fucking book, Just stuff like that. Yeah. And I think it's just, they're just Dark Force users. I think it's just like, they're not meant to be Sith, but Palpatine's just using them. They're like, okay, well, they're Force sensitive, so let's just use them.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ahsoka, how she's Force sensitive and a Force user, but she's not. She left the Jedi.
Yeah, she left the Jedi Order.
Kind of like.
At least she's smart enough not to be put on a fucking leash like this loser is, because Ahsoka's a fucking badass. I love Ahsoka. But basically, Vader's like, Inquisitors, like, you didn't tell me anything. He's like, come with me, and basically he just explains to Vader. He shows him the program. So here's the rest of the Inquisitors. He's like, these were slaves to the light side, hunters, one and all. And now he's like, what do they hunt? He's like, Jedi, of course. And this is basically when he tells Vader, like, I established the Inquisitor program to work for you. You're in charge. This is your faction. You're my enforcer. I send you to do what you want, but this is like, these are the people you send that are below your pay grade. It's like, basically he tells Vader, like, we didn't get everybody with Order 66.
Yeah.
So I established this program that you're going to run. And this head guy is your kind of commandant that works for you, so you're not involved all the way. Chain command kind of thing. Basically, he's like, these are going to be the guys that go hunt the rest of the Jedi. They're either going to kill them or they're going to make them join and become an Inquisitor. They don't get much choice, right? But basically, he just explains Inquisitors. And Vader was like, basically says like, the head Inquisitor guy jumps around, he's like, turn around, these are your masters. He's like, masters? I only serve one, the Emperor. He's like, yeah, well, things change. Because no one ever knew Vader. But now this guy, I love it because the Inquisitors are terrified of Vader. Like, you watch Rebels and Obi-Wan and Fallen Order, when Vader has to get involved, it's like the disappointed dad. They're like, oh.
Well, remember in the video game, that one Inquisitor turned to the dark side and then she felt Vader?
Yeah. Like, I think this is this moment that establishes that everyone's like, Vader's no fucking joke. And what's cool is that in book 2, there's a moment where Vader's on a mission and he fails the person, the Jedi. I'll tell you who the Jedi is at the end of this book. It's the last page reveal of what his next, I guess, task is, or part of his training that City sends him on. But he fails in finding them at first. They get away, and he's in a drop ship with a clone trooper, and the clone trooper's like, so they get away? Because they've never met Vader before, they think, oh, it was Anakin. And they're like, yeah. And Vader's like, whatever. It's like, and the clone's like, so we failed, right? We gotta go report back to Sidious. And Vader's just looks at him, he's just like, and the next panel's just him chunking him out the fucking side. Just kills him. He's fucking crashed. He's like OG Crash Out Ren. And so basically, they're all scared of Vader, and Palpatine tells them this is what you'll be looking over, this is what you'll be doing. And Vader fucking asks him, he's just like, I don't know, this is probably my favorite one in the book. He's just like, you sent me to attack him. If he had beaten me, he now be the one standing at your side. Like, why'd you manipulate this? Like, Vader recognizes, like, you fucking didn't tell us everything. Like, if he's the one that beat me, is he your apprentice? And I love it because Palpatine's like, no. And he's manipulating it. Lies. But one thing that's really funny that Palpatine's right on, he's just like, you of all people know better than to dwell on what could have been, my friend. Was there any chance the Grand Inquisitor could have ever defeated you? And Vader's like, no. And he's like, then why are you asking stupid questions? But I mean, he has a point.
I told my students that I'm like, I don't want to give answers on what ifs.
Yeah. But then you tell me.
But then I don't answer what if questions. Don't ask what if questions because it's a waste of time.
Yeah. But I love that because Vader's like, no. But I mean, but he's not wrong. Like, I think there's truth and a lie to that. What Palpatine just told him. It's crazy. But basically, he just tells Inquisitors, like, you're going to find and destroy all the rest of the Jedi. And basically, that's the end of the book. And the next Jedi he sends him to find is the library chick from the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Oh, she survived.
Yeah, she survived. She wasn't there. She left or escaped.
Oh, okay.
And so that's the end of book 1, man. So basically, book 2 is that's the next Jedi that he sends.
She's a hoe, anyways.
I think it's kind of cool. Is it her or another guy? There's some Jedi that's got like a cane, and the cane's a lightsaber. Wait, it's not her. No, okay. There was an episode of Clone Wars where Anakin has a.
Was it Ahsoka? And
yeah,
he's really slow.
Yeah, old dude.
That guy.
Well, it's because Ahsoka's like learning with her, and I think she sends like, I want you to go hang out, and, like learn with him. He's wise. She's like,
learn
no.
patience.
Like learn patience. And she's like, no. She's like, yes. Doesn't Padawan.
Yeah, and then they go catch pirates or something, or like some thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ahsoka's like, oh, I need to get him now. He's like, no.
Yeah. But that's the end of book 1. It's really good. In book 2, it starts where he goes on the hunt for her. And book 2 is where people, because basically the Inquisitors go for Vader, they go to look for her. Because basically she's off the planet and she forgot, it's been a while since I've read it, I gotta reread it, but she has to get this certain holocron that's basically got the more locations of Jedi or something like that. And she goes back to get it. She doesn't want to get in the hands of the Empire, and there's like a secret room in the library. And basically they find out that she's come back, and because the reason they want to wipe out her is because she was the librarian, right? She's got all the fucking knowledge.
She's basically
Yeah.
the key.
She's the key to all these holocrons,
Yeah.
right? And Sidious doesn't want that shit getting out. He wants to cover it up. And so basically, it turns into a manhunt for her. And so they all, Inquisitors, the clones, Vader, they lead a sack on the temple, and she gets away. And basically, that's when the public of Coruscant, like, everyone sees Vader for the first time. And that's, I think, that's the story where, like, established we're like, don't fuck with Vader. Like, because he crashes out because they're like, oh, we failed. Well, let's go. He doesn't want. He's like, fuck Darth Sidious. I don't want him knowing when I failed. Like, because basically it's kind of like, when he's around him like, yes, my master. But then he's, probably talking behind his back.
He's scared of failing for him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fail. So he's just like, it's funny. Like, we must report to Sidious. He's just like.
I feel like the reason why Vader hasn't went up and killed Sidious yet is because he hasn't fully mastered the dark side. He still has to learn.
Yeah.
And even till episode 6, he still has some light side in him. That's what he has.
Yeah.
And then at the end of episode 6, when he turned to the light side, it's because I haven't fully mastered the dark side.
Yeah.
So he just returned Anakin 1 at the end.
Yeah.
And he probably doubted himself because he always wanted a compatriot to help him fight Palpatine because he's like, I'm not strong enough by myself.
Well, yeah, I think that comes from this because it's like he fucking imposes the Force on him, and Palpatine starts. He's like, if you listen, you're my friend. If you ever do that to me, I will fucking kill you.
Well, it's like a slave master whipping your, the guy.
Well, I think that's all this.
It just teaches dominance.
Well, that's all the Sith. That's why it's the rule too, because it's like, well, okay. The original reason why Bane established the rule 2 at the Academy was because the Sith were always in civil war at the start of the Old Republic, because like Darth Raven and stuff, the Sith were always they're waging wars on the Republic and the Jedi, but they're always fighting each other. And Bane's like, if we keep this up, we will eradicate ourselves. The Jedi will have nothing to do with it. Yeah. But the thing is I think Sidious. This is my fan theory. I think Sidious has always hated the rule 2.
Probably.
Think about it. He killed Plague. Yeah, they usually, eventually, the apprentice becomes the master. But the master dies.
He does honor it very well. Like he doesn't let.
Well,
he makes Dooku kill Asajj.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to blow your mind.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I feel like he doesn't like it and he's self-restrained. Because if you think about it, Palpatine wants all the power to himself. Because technically, Bane establishes at the Academy, this is in the book, he's like, the master passes on all the knowledge to the apprentice, and eventually the apprentice is supposed to become the master. Palpatine would have done it. He never did that. She's like, he wants to be in control. That's why, like, Star Wars 3 talks about this in the Plagueis book. I haven't read the Plagueis book, but Star Wars 3 covered it, and I watched this video, and he talks about how, like, Palpatine's a lunatic, and it gets into Palpatine's reason because he killed his family. But he's like, he killed him in his sleep because he's selfish. He wants all the power himself. He's greedy. Right. So that's why he's the ultimate villain of Star Wars, because he's abusing the rule of 2. He's getting his apprentice. He gets what he wants out of them, and then he tosses them. Because remember the episode where when he goes to Mandalore and Maul's there, and he kills Savage Opress, Maul's brother, and because Maul was like, because Maul knew the entire time, he knew what eventually the plan would be. He just didn't know the extent of it or how it would come to pass, Yeah. And so, but Maul was leaving that to his thing. He's like, I'm doing my own thing. Because he's used to a time of like warrior and stuff, not because Sam Witwer has talked about this. He's used to color and art. Even though he's a bad guy, he's used to that being in the galaxy. The Emperor's trying to eradicate not just the fucking Jedi, but the Sith too. And so he wants to be the only one.
It's just Palpatine.
Yeah, and so Palpatine, he wants all the power in himself because he's just getting out of it. And he tells Maul like, you're a fucking moron. Like, I got what I wanted out of you. And then Maul just crashes out and starts fighting. It's like, you used me. Like, no, duh, I used you. Like,
once he failed, he found
because he's just like, you replaced. It's like the Jason Todd Robin thing with Batman. Maul's like, you replaced me. He's like, yeah, I got what I needed. You fucking failed like a dumbass, and I replaced you. He's like, because he's like, I thought you carried me. You came and took me from my family. You thought like it was gonna be me and you. He's like, no. And so basically, like, Maul's trying to tell Ahsoka not just of the plan of the clones, Order 66, but like, Sidious, like, he's the master. He's the ultimate. It's him. Like, he he's lying to everybody. And so, like, he lied to Dooku. Which Dooku was trying to... He was actually trying to play both sides. Dooku thought the entire time he was manipulating Palpatine. Because one thing that's awesome about Tales of the Jedi, which you would fucking love, it's super short. You can watch. You can watch the whole show in like 2 hours. Yeah. It's basically that's why. Remember when Dooku and Attack of the Clones like, Obi-Wan, join me. We can destroy the Sith together.
Yeah.
And he's like, Obi-Wan doesn't believe him because he's kind of. I don't think Obi-Wan buys fully into the Jedi Order stuff, but like he tries to, But like Dooku's trying to explain, like, listen. Yeah, I'm using the dark side of the Force. I admit that. I'm using the dark side. But I'm trying to build up my own... Because this Sidious kind of had Dooku manipulated, finance the Separatists.
Well, Dooku hasn't really fallen to the dark side.
Yeah, he uses the dark side, but basically what Dooku was trying to tell Obi-Wan was like, no, dude, I'm manipulating the Dark Lord of the Sith. Like, I'm manipulating him. Join me, and we can eradicate the Sith forever. Like, I'm just using the dark side, and I'm using the Sith to eventually turn on him.
Interesting.
And because they do that in Tales of the Jedi, that's why he's telling Obi-Wan to join him. But Obi-Wan doesn't believe him. And what's later, it's either in some show or comic or Tales of the Jedi where Obi-Wan's like, fucking Dooku was right. Dooku was telling me the truth.
He was.
Because they didn't believe him. He's like, you went to the dark side, dude. And what's crazy is Dooku's also a dumbass because, like, Palpatine knew you were trying to like use him and shit. Yeah. That's why he was grooming Anakin to fucking take over for Dooku. Yeah. And so that's why he's the master. He's abusing the rule too because he's supposed to eventually pass it on and have his apprentice become the master Sith, but he never did. He's the bad guy.
He wants to live forever.
He wants to live forever. He's trying to find immortality.
It seemed to me that Palpatine was grooming Anakin since the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was.
Well, since Qui-Gon died. Well, that's why it's like Palpatine waited until Qui-Gon was dead to like move in with him.
Yeah, and he was training up Anakin the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won.
He won.
Well, there's like I told you about this, but there is a comic where Palpatine and Anakin go down to like the depth of Coruscant.
Yeah.
And he's
you told me.
Yeah, and he's like caressing Anakin, like manipulating. I don't remember the exact conversation, but I think it's along the line of like, look how corrupt the world is. Everyone sucks. Yeah. Stuff like that.
It needs to be under one roof.
Yeah.
Fucking communist in the
it's like I think he was like exposing corruption, like to show Anakin like like the Jedi corrupt, the Senate's corrupt, everything is just bad. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, but dude, that show, like, I used to think Dooku was the most lame fucking character, and then the older I got, when I rewatched Attack of the Clones, and then rewatched parts of Clone Wars, and then the Tales of the Jedi, I was like, oh, Dooku was trying to do the right thing. He was trying, because Qui-Gon was his apprentice, or his Padawan. And so when Qui-Gon died, what's talking about in that show was he's just like, the Jedi Order just kind of like dismissed it. They're like, well, Obi-Wan killed the Sith. And Qui-Gon's like, well, there's got to be more. He can't be the only one. Because Bane, way back when, established the rule too. There's got to be someone master manipulated. And so Dooku was trying to tell Obi-Wan, like, no, the dark side, like, the Sith, he is fucking... I don't think he knew he was Palpatine, but he's like, no, he's working within the Senate. Like, the Jedi are being manipulated. The Jedi is fucking gonna crumble, like, from the inside. But, Palpatine won, dude. Like, he fucking got his head cut off.
The only one that could see that was Qui-Gon.
Yeah, and that's why Star Wars theory apparently to the viewer, like, Palpatine feared Qui-Gon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Qui-Gon was... Because Qui-Gon was so awesome. Also, I mean, if you're played by Liam Neeson, you're fucking dope. But, apparently he didn't even read the script for Phantom Menace. Like, George Lucas just asked if he wanted to be Star Wars. It's like, oh, yeah, yes. Yes. Same with Samuel Jackson. He's like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, bro.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't? That's why it was funny when it came out at the time. I mean, we love him, but, like, it came out at the time, disappointed everybody. Everyone's just like, what? You can't believe you signed on? Like, well, yeah, it's fucking Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm like, yeah, I hate the sequels, but if J.J. Abrams came to me and was like, oh, you want to be in Force Awakens? I'd be like, of course.
Yeah.
I would tell him no because I hate you. Nah, I won't.
It's your own fault.
I'll be on the
But anyway, guys, I'm going to close this out. All right, strugglers, so this was the first episode of Breakdown Beatdown. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. I fucking hope we can.
It was fun.
Y'all are some of my best friends. I hope we got to do this again. And the thing is, what I want the show to be is sometimes I'll depend on the book we're talking about. Sometimes I'll have people on who have read the book. Yeah. Sometimes I'll have people on who haven't read the book. I want to do both. Like maybe next time I'll have two people, one who's read the book, one who hasn't. Just to engage the conversation, make it our own thing. Just differentiate it from other channels. But it's the first episode of Breakdown Beatdown, where we dive in deep depth, and I'll have multiple guests on. And yeah, thanks for doing this, guys. So,
yeah.
All right, strugglers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give the pump. I'll see you later.